This week, the BBC Radiophonic Workshop celebrates its 30th anniversary. The electric music machine takes a behind-the-scenes look at some of the work done in this busy department.
Stage in the film, what I'm trying to do is to get at the way that the feminists see their own role in the church. And for some of them that's fairly sick and distorted, so you can see the pictures sort of show it in a slightly distorted way. And it'll be intercutting with pictures of archbishops and evangelists doing very aggressive sort of male things, so we'll get this sort of feeling going through. The whole thing's not only rather grand and pretentious, but also slightly absurd and ridiculous. Shall we have a look? You can see the kind of things we've looked at. The tree sort of stands for the sort of paganism of
so it's quite a grand piece of music.
Yes.
But also slightly off-key, offbeat.
Yes. It's the absurdity is what I want to come out, like a sort of mad dance.
Seen through the woman's point of view.
Exactly. As if they're looking at a pagan rite, which I think a lot of them feel, and that the women themselves represent the true church.
This was an unusual programme in the sense that there was 5 hours of some of the first shots of the Second World War that had been seen in colour film that was discovered in America. We had to say military, but we also had to say it was a more of a personal war story. And so I thought really it would be rather nice to counterbalance the percussive elements with something quite lyrical like a flute, which would actually hopefully take it away from the martial stuff of war films. The first cue really is the title sequence, and I had to work very closely with the graphics designer. We both agreed after a long session one Saturday morning on various cue points that would happen during the course of these titles. Now, we knew that we had 22 seconds available for the live action and that there were 5 sequences. So we decided as a place where the Dachau sequence would happen. And we decided, obviously, when it would start and when the titles would come up. So I had 3 definite cue points. You come back to the workshop with a list of number of frames proposed for each shot. I then put it through a device known as SyncWriter. You punch in total frames, and so in this particular instance we had what ended up by being called MapSpot, which was Howard's first frame, would be a spotlight coming across the map of Europe. You then got an animated arrow, which is the first moment that the journey starts. So from the Normandy beaches, the arrows would animate down and round to Berlin. So that was another cue point. Then you can take this list of cue points and decide on the overall speed of the piece. You've probably got some idea already of the speed that you want it to go at. And with SyncWriter, you can actually display all these cue points on the screen as triangles against the tempo that you're trying out.
In the end, I started writing at 11 o'clock on the Thursday evening. So that was just basic notes, and I wrote on the score wild voices coming in, trombone, boom, 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 boom. And then on the Friday morning I came in and I worked right through the day and finished it at about 5 o'clock. Dies irae, 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 dies irae.
This is the rack, which is of layers of different kinds of treatment devices. The one at the top is an echo device. So if I use my own voice, you can hear that that's quite a small room. It's really nothing more than a sort of oil drum. You go up the rooms. There is a small hall, church hall perhaps. There is something near a concert hall, something like that. But you can also go right up to the top and find a room this big. And you can freeze sounds in there. You can freeze it and then enter another one. And another one. Anyway, that's quite enough of that. Shut that up. Now further down we've got the delay devices. There, you can change the speed of the delay. There, that's quite slow. Or that's much faster. And you can put some flutter on. Flutter. And you can also use it to catch an individual word. If you hold it and then put sample, and then change the pitch of that. In fact, for changing pitches, you'd be more likely to use a harmonizer. Where you can change the pitch of the sound upwards like that, and you get into pinky perky voices, or down for giants. And if you add the two effects together and put some feedback around, you get that, which is fairy dust. Fairy dust. That's fairy dust going up, and if you turn it down, it goes down.
What should we start off with? About Funky Chicken?
Yes, we do that 3 times, don't we? Yeah, it's in the
The
programme.
Funky Chicken.
Yes, well, it's our name.
Fine. So you're going to show me the movement.
Yeah, all right, let's start with the movement.
Perhaps if I give you something to give a tempo. Funky Chicken. So
No.
let's see.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's not bad for practicing, is it? Actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right, bass line. Here's a some disco bass sound.
Yeah.
It's the sound of someone playing the bass with the thumb, slapping it.
Right.
And you can play it in a sort of that sort of
Yeah.
style.
Yeah.
You
Yes,
like that
yes.
style?
That's fine, yeah.
I'll try and think of a bass line then. Let's try a bass line. 1, 2, 3, 4.
3, 4, 1. Yes, that's all right for practicing. Let me try it up to speed.